first verses the students of the Esther Project memorize is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. As this year has been for many of you, 2020 has been an extremely challenging year for the Esther Project, but we have not lost sight of that promise. In 2016, the Esther Project was launched with a straightforward mission to provide vocational training, including English and computer skills, along with the Word, to the orphaned in Myanmar, and in the process, break the binds of generational poverty. In our first year, we had 2 locations. We partnered with 8 orphanages and had 42 children. 4 years later, as we began a new program year in March of 2020, the Esther Project had expanded to 9 locations in 5 townships, partnering with 35 orphanages, and had over 360 children. Our plans for the year were to expand by launching a sewing program for those students who are struggling and a mentoring program for those children who are transitioning out of the orphanage system. Then, COVID-19 arrived in Myanmar. In late March, the government issued out orders that restricted all movement and banned all educational and training programs from meeting in person. However, unlike virtually all other educational programs in Myanmar, the staff of the Esther Project had made contingency plans for just this situation. Beginning in April, we transitioned to an online learning program, pushing out our 50 laptops out to the individual orphanages, provided data plans for the individual orphanages to connect to the internet, Zoom conferencing access, and Facebook videos to provide daily instruction. As we transitioned from in-person to an online instruction program, we missed 1 week of classes. Beginning the 1st of July, with group gatherings still not permitted but travel allowed, the Esther Project staff, in addition to the online program, began to make daily visits to each orphanage to conduct classes at the individual orphanages. The 35 orphanages that we partner with, who on a daily basis struggle to provide substandard housing and food, have a combined total of just under 1,000 children. Their ability to provide face masks to protect these children's health was simply going to be impossible. Originally planned to slowly teach sewing lessons to those students who were struggling learning English and computer skills, in May, with the equipment and supplies needed in place, our sewing program launched with the task of producing over 2,000 face masks for all of the children at every orphanage that we partner with, as well as those orphanages wishing to partner with us in the future. To date, the sewing program has produced over 2,200 face masks and will continue to make them until every child and caregiver has at least 2 face masks. With government restrictions in place and funding tight, a serious discussion was held regarding postponing the mentoring program for another year. The problem with a postponement, however, is that for those children who are transitioning out of the system, they would leave completely unprepared for a life outside of an orphanage. Things as simple as how to catch a bus or to pay for things at a store are skills they do not have. So when the government relaxed travel restrictions, the decision was made to go forward with the mentoring program beginning in August. Has the Esther Project accomplished everything we had hoped for in 2020? No. But we have made progress. English and computer skills continue to improve, and our staff of 18 have developed new skill sets as they have been stretched in ways that they could not have imagined at the beginning of the year. And while our sewing students have not yet learned how to sew a shirt or a skirt, they have produced life-saving masks. And even though our mentoring program was delayed, it has launched. But perhaps the most important accomplishment this year has been that the orphans that we educate have learned that we will not desert them. And in return, they have reaffirmed to us that everything will be all right.
Hello. Everyone has a problem, but everything will be okay as long as we remember.
I will be like a little rubber duck I cannot be crushed. I cannot be broken.
I bounce back. I will always rise to the surface.